Africa faces a huge energy gap that has contributed to slow economic development and poverty. On the other hand, Africa has a huge potential for all forms of energy, that is, hydropower, solar, wind, and fossil fuel energy. This energy gap is also a great contribution to the slow industrialization of many African nations. However, the Democratic Republic of the Congo seems to have a project that will narrow this energy gap in the continent. Although the Democratic Republic of the Congo has suffered decades of civil war during which corruption has become entrenched in the socio-economic fabric of the nation, the country is blessed with the Congo River. The Congo River is the world's deepest river and the world's second-largest river by discharge. The D.R.C. hopes to harness the power of the Congo River to serve as a battery for the region's power needs and provide jobs for the locals. Welcome back, new tourist. In this video, we'll be discussing the Democratic Republic of the Congo's controversial Inga 3 hydroelectric project. If you're new here, please like this video and subscribe to our channel to get more amazing content. Have you done that? Now let's start. The Grand Inga, the world's largest hydropower scheme, is proposed for the Congo River in the Democratic Republic of Congo, one of Africa's most politically volatile and corruption-plagued countries. The massive dam is part of a greater vision by the international economic community to develop a power grid across Africa that will spur the continent's industrial economic development. However, it has a price tag of $80 billion. Concerns are growing that foreign companies will gain from this mega project and would take attention away from the development needs of Africa's poor majority. The Inga could produce up to 40,000 megawatts of electricity, which is over twice the power generation of the Three Gorges Dam in China, and more than a third of the total electricity currently produced in Africa. The Grand Inga is a series of dams that are proposed for the lower Congo River in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The Grand Inga will be constructed in 7 phases, of which the Inga 3 BC Dam is the first phase. The project is already being touted as a way to light Africa. The Grand Inga is listed as a priority project of the Southern Africa Development Community, the New Partnership for African Development, the South African Power Pool, and the World Energy Council. There are plans to construct Inga 3 BC for export to South Africa and to cater to mining companies in the southeast of the Democratic Republic of Congo. A treaty was signed in May 2013 by the South African and D.R.C. governments for cooperation in the development of Inga 3, as well as making South Africa the principal purchaser of the electricity that will be generated. The Inga dams are located in the Western Democratic Republic of the Congo, 150 kilometers upstream of the mouth of the Congo River and 225 kilometers southwest of Kinshasa on the Congo River. The Congo River is the world's second largest in terms of flow after the Amazon, and the second longest river in Africa after the Nile. The river empties into the equatorial Atlantic Ocean, creating what is famously known as the Congo Plume. The plume is a high-productivity area arising from the rich nutrient flow from the river and is detected as far as 800 kilometers offshore. The plume accounts for about 40 to 80% of total carbon productivity and is one of the largest carbon sinks in the world. The Inga Falls is a series of falls and rapids that drop in elevation through small rapids. The main falls are 4 kilometers wide, dropping to about 21.37 meters near a bend and forming hundreds of channels and rivulets and many small islands. At the Grand Inga site, the Congo River drops 96 meters in a run of 14.5 kilometers. The falls are currently incorporated into the Inga 1 and Inga 2 hydroelectric facilities. The volume of the river diverted for Inga 1 and 2 is approximately 30% of the average discharge. It is suggested that if the Grand Inga project is built, it will draw as much as 2/3 of the river water, if not more. Based on a feasibility study conducted by Ecom EDF from 2011 to 2013, Grand Inga would be constructed in 7 development phases, with Inga 3 BC being the first of these phases. Inga 3 would be constructed in 2 steps, initially a low head and then a high head, extending the dam wall and making it higher. There would be no closure of the Congo River and no tunnels, just an open channel. About 6,000 meters cubed would be diverted for Inga 3 to a valley that runs parallel to the Congo riverbed. If completed, Inga 3 BC would produce 4,800 megawatts of electricity. Potential contributors to this project are the African Development Bank and the European Investment Bank. In 2014, the World Bank approved a $73.1 million grant to support the technical aspect of Inga 3 BC. However, in 2016, the bank canceled its support for the project. The bank's technical support was meant to cover environmental impact assessment and technical studies. The African Development Bank has also provided $15 million since 2010 to conduct a feasibility study of both the Grand Inga and Inga 3 hydro projects. The study was undertaken by a Canadian-French consortium. In Marrakech in June 2013, the African Development Bank and the Democratic Republic of Congo government signed 2 grant agreements for a total of $5.25 million. These grants fall within the framework of the Fragile State Facility and are intended to provide technical assistance for the development of Inga. The Grand Inga will be financed under a public-private partnership structure and is listed by the G20 multilateral development banks as one of the top 10 exemplary transformational projects which are meant to have a significant impact on development. The strategy is to source financing from both private and public sources and fund the project through a private-public partnership model. The proponents of the Grand Inga project, mainly African governments and development organizations, consider hydropower to be clean, renewable energy. They have put forward points that the Grand Inga hydropower scheme will provide cheaper and readily available energy and allow Africa's industrial and manufacturing industry to take off. In addition, the project is promoted as being good for promoting peace in the region and for the environment. However, several concerns that include environmental and social impacts of this project have not yet been addressed, and all energy options are still to be explored. South Africa and the Democratic Republic of Congo signed a Memorandum of Understanding in November 2011 for the development of Grand Inga. So far, 3 feasibility studies for the Grand Inga have been done, with the latest having been carried out. In May 2013, the 2 governments signed a cooperation treaty to jointly develop the Inga 3 Dam, and the treaty was ratified by D.R.C. in 2014. South Africa would purchase 2,500 megawatts of the total 4,800 megawatts generated, making it the principal buyer for Inga 3 electricity. Following the signing of the treaty, the D.R.C. relaunched the process for the selection of a developer and established the first stage objective of the Inga Dam to lay the foundation stone in October 2015. In March 2015, the World Bank announced that construction work of Inga 3 BC won't begin until 2017 at the earliest. Several consortia, including Sinohydro, the Three Gorges Corporation from China, Actividades de Construction Servicios, Eurofins, and the AEE from Spain are currently bidding for selection as developers of the Grand Inga. The terms of reference for the socio- and environmental impact studies for Inga 3 were posted in early July 2013 for public comments. These studies have not yet been concluded, and construction was planned to commence in 2017. The feasibility study report was presented to the public in September 2013 in Kinshasa. The ultimate goal was to construct a complex capable of energy supply for the entire sub-Saharan region, with a cumulative output capacity of 42 gigawatts electricity generation. Upon completion, the project would be the world's largest power plant and would generate more electricity than the world's 2 biggest hydropower plants, Three Gorges in China and Idepu in South America combined. Despite all the benefits of this ambitious project, the Grand Inga has raised several concerns in recent years. Firstly, tens of thousands of people would be displaced. The development model for the project does not appear to make any considerations to meet the expectations of the locals. Secondly, the project will only add a national debt burden, with very strong prospects of promoting corruption and allowing powerful companies to cheaply exploit and export Africa's vast natural resources. Meanwhile, a recent study found that the D.R.C. is endowed with abundant wind and solar potential that could transform the country's energy sector. The report demonstrates that the D.R.C. can harness its considerable renewable energy potential to power the country faster and more affordably than currently planned projects like Inga 3 Dam. Thirdly, the power production from the Inga 3 is mainly for industry users and will not improve the access level for more than 90% of the D.R.C. population who have no access to electricity. The prospect of local people getting power from Inga in the next 20 years is remote and does not feature in the project as currently planned. Most of Inga 3's power would travel long distances to the industrial and urban centers in South Africa and large mines in D.R.C., bypassing Congolese who are not served by the nation's limited grid. Meanwhile, the change of leadership in South Africa raises doubts about whether the original agreement, set to expire this year, will be renewed. Hey, new tourist, thank you for staying with us till the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and would love to learn more about interesting projects in Africa, then subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out. Don't forget to like this video. It helps us reach more new tourists like you.